Hello, my dear students, and welcome to today's class. As like you can see on your screen, the topic is chemical effects of electric current. So, children, in this chapter, I'm going to tell you about conductors and insulators, electrical conductivity, and about electrolysis. So, let's start the chapter, children. As you can see, the recording is going on and you're taking the lessons. Why is it possible? It is possible because whatever gadgets I'm using, okay, it is running with the help of electricity. Electricity is very important. In case there's no electricity at home from morning, would be finding a very tedious day. Okay, you won't be able to finish your jobs. Okay, like suppose there's no electricity, no water, then in case it's a winter season, no heater would be working. So all the everywhere it would be chaos. So now electricity is very important, children. Okay, so let's start the chapter now. Yeah. Electricity, one of the major necessities of today. That is very important. No electricity, no proper functioning of the day. Okay, so we are using so many devices like heaters, refrigerators, air conditioners, fans, electric bars, etc. that need electricity to function. Electricity provides us electrical energy, which is efficient, pollution free, and useful form of energy. When you are using electricity, no pollution is there. Okay, it is very efficient and it is a useful form of energy. So let me start now with atoms. What is atom? Okay, matter is made up of many tiny particles called atoms. In other words, an atom is the basic unit of matter that consists of a dense, positively charged nucleus surrounded by an atmosphere of negative charge. Okay, so what is an atom, children? You can look over here. See, atom, this is an atom. It has got a nucleus inside. And in the nucleus, what is there? Protons is there. Okay. And outside you will find electrons. Okay, children? And neutrons are there. This is protons and neutrons in the nucleus and electrons are outside. Electrons are negatively charged particles and protons are positively charged particles. Okay. So the charged particles are of two types. They are negatively charged particles called charged particles and positively charged particles. The negatively charged particles are called electrons. Electrons are negatively charged, whereas the positively charged particles are called protons. Okay. Now let me tell you what is electric current. Okay. An electric current is the flow of electric charges. Okay. When these electric charges begin to flow, then we have electric current. There are two types of material. There are two types of material based on their conductivity of electric current. Okay. They are conductors and insulators. Children, the materials through which the electric current passes, they are of two types. One is conductor and insulator. Conductors are those materials which allow the electricity to pass through it easily. Okay. Materials that allow electric current to pass through them is called a conductor. Like all metals, they are good conductors. Okay. But on the other hand, materials that does not allow electric current to pass through them is called an insulator. Example, wood, plastic. Okay. Now we'll talk about electrical conductivity. Okay. I hope this kind of conductors and insulators are very much clear to you. We'll be moving now to the next topic, that is electrical conductivity. Okay. You can see on your screen also the ability of a material to allow electric current to pass through. It is called electrical conductivity. Okay. What is electrical conductivity? The ability of a material, to let the electricity to pass through it. Okay, it is called electrical conductivity. Okay, now the next is electrical conductivity of water. Okay, children, how does the water allow? Okay, whether the water allows the current to pass or no. Okay, pure water is a poor conductor of electricity. Okay, if in case the water is pure, the current won't flow. But if the water is impure, okay, then the current will flow. In a house, what sort of water are we getting in the taps? It is not impure. It is a impure form because many minerals are dissolved in it. Okay. The presence of some impurities in water make it a good conductor of electricity. The water that we get at home through the tap is not pure water. It contains a lot of impurities like minerals and dissolved salts. Hence, touching wires and switches with wet hands may allow electric current to flow into our body. In case we are touching the wires and switches in a home with wet hands, we may get an electric shock. But in case our skin is dry, okay, and we touch it, we won't be getting any sort of electric current, okay. So children, please avoid using these switches around when your hands are wet, because in wet hands, the impure water would be there, which we are getting in our taps. The tap water can having some sort of minerals and salts. Okay, so impure water is a good conductor of electricity, whereas the pure form of water is a bad conductor of electricity. Okay, now moving to the next one. Presence of impurities in water. What are the impurities which are present in water now? Okay. Metals are good conductors of electricity because they have free electrons that carry charges. Movement of these electrons generates electric current. In the same way, presence of impurities in water generates electricity. The impurities undergo dissociation to form the respective ions. These ions are charged particles. They are either positively charged ions called cations or negatively charged ions called anions. Okay, cations are positively charged, whereas if I talk about anions, so they are negatively charged. Movement of cations and anions in the liquid connect to a power supply, generate electricity. Okay, now the next one is presence of sodium chloride, a common salt in water. Okay, dissolving sodium chloride. What is sodium chloride? NaCl. Okay, in water forms its respective ions. These ions move towards their respective plate. This movement causes flow of charges and hence generates electricity. Okay, in case you want that the water should allow the electricity to pass, you can dissolve common salt, okay, in the water, which will allow the water to pass the electricity. Fine. Coming to the next one now. Electrolysis. Okay. We start with the topic electrolysis, as you can see on your screens also. So what is electrolysis? Generation of electricity by carrying out a chemical reaction in which current is made to pass through an electrolyte is called electrolysis. Okay, what is electrolysis? It is a generation of electricity by carrying out a chemical reaction. Okay, a chemical reaction is carried out in which the current is made to pass through an electrolyte. Okay, and that is known as electrolysis. Now, the center for electrolysis to take place, the center for electrolysis to take place needs many parts. Let us study them in detail. First is electrolytic cell. What all you need? Okay, first is electrolytic cell. An electrolytic cell is the container in which electrolysis is carried out. Okay, what is an electrolysis cell? It is a container in which the electrolysis will be carried out. Then you need an electrolyte. It is a solution in the electronic cell through which current passes. Compounds that readily dissociated solution to provide their respective ions make good electrolytes. Example of good electrolyte are sodium chloride, copper sulfate, hyaluronic acid, etc. For example, when salt, that is called sodium chloride, just now I told you, is mixed in water, it breaks down to form sodium ions and chloride ions. So the flow of these ions in the salt solution produces electric current. Okay. Now, what all you need? I have told you electrolytic cell. I have told you about electrolyte. Okay, electrolyte is solution of water in which you can add carbon salt. Okay, that is NaC. Fine. Now, electrode. Here. You can see on the screens also electrodes. What are electrodes now? Electrodes are two metal plates that are kept immersed in the electrolyte. Electrolyte is the solution of water and NaCl. So electrolytes, you can see here, electrodes are these plates, okay, which are immersed in the electrolyte. Electrodes are charged plates. Positively charged electrode is called anode and negatively charged electrode is called cathode. Okay. Now we'll talk about the next one, that is battery. The electrodes are connected to a battery that generates power supply. Cathode is connected to the negative terminal of the battery and anode is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. Fine. As you can see here, anode is connected to the positive one and cathode is connected to the negative part of the battery. Now, movement of ions in electrolyte. Okay, how do these ions move in electrolyte? Electrolyte, as I told you, it's a solution of water in which common salt is added. Okay, now the ions in an electrolyte are charged particles. The positively charged particles called the cations move towards the negatively charged electrodes called the cathode, and the negative charged particles called the ions move towards the positively charged electrodes called the anode. Okay. Have you all understood? Okay. Just go through this. Now, the next is effects of electrolysis. What are the effects? Now, the chemical if reaction brought about an electrolysis may produce the following effects. First, bubble of gas of electrodes, that is solution of acidified water. Okay, you can see some sort of bubbles. Okay, then deposition of metal on electrodes, that is when current is passed in copper sulfate solution. When you are using copper sulfate, you will find that the metal has deposited on electrodes. Okay, then change in color of the solution. Okay, the color of the solution will also change. Okay, now the next one is uses of electrolysis. Why is the necessary? Well, what is the necessity of electrolysis? So first is the uses of electrolysis are as follows. It is used for electroplating of metals. First is electroplating. What is electroplating now? The method of coating the metal surface of a given article with a thin layer of superior metal with the help of electric current is called electroplating. What is electroplating? You are putting one more pore of one of the metal. Coating the metal with another metal. Okay, that is called electroplating with the help of electric current. For example, nickel and chromium plating is done to prevent steel articles from rusting. Okay, then the next one is application of electroplating. Why? What are the applications of electroplating? Now, electrolysis has a number of applications. The most common of these is electroplating. That is coating a thin layer of metal such as gold, silver over another cheaper metal. Okay. Like if we want to have a silver spoon or a gold spoon. Okay. If the entire spoon is made of gold or silver, it would be very costly. So what we do, we take a cheaper metal and we coat it with a more expensive metal, that is silver or gold. Okay. It a thin layer of that metal is coated on the other metal. Okay. Now, what are the what is electroplating fine? Sorry, how is electroplating fine which is used in various fields? First one, decoration purposes. Metals are coated with a layer of another metal to make them look beautiful. Okay. Then to prevent metal from rusting. Metals like iron are coated with a thin layer of zinc to prevent it from rusting, and this process is called galvanization. Only when we are coating iron with uh, zinc, that process is known as galvanization. Fine. Now, this is small and precise steel made parts of certain machines can be repaired by depositing the desired metal at proper location. Machinery is used, and what happens many times, the damage is there. So, what you can do with the help of electroplating, you can just work on the part where it is broken. Okay. So, now extraction of metals also. The next one is extraction of metals. Okay. Now, coming to the next one. Electroplating is done to extract metals from thin minerals like sodium and antimony. Net refining of metals, how they are refined now. Electroplating is done to obtain metal in their pure forms. The process of purification of metals by electroplating is called electro-refining. Okay. So, in case you want to have a pure metal, you can go through this. With the help of electroplating, you will get the pure form of the metal. Okay. Now, moving to the next one. Okay. I think with this, we end the chapter, children. Just read the chapter as many times as you can so that whatever queries you have, it can solve to your own mind. Okay. So, have a nice day. Thank you.